Welcome to Calle Ocho, the soul of Little Havana. Music, coffee, hand-rolled cigars, and colorful murals. Every corner tells a story. Let's hit the street. This is one of the classic signs from one of the buildings over here. It says, "Let the back here." Observed it. Some pretty cool wall art here, though. Sushi cafe. Little Havana Sushi Cafe. It's a nice wall, though. Yep, it's Apaches Travels. I'm over here in Little Havana. I'm going to show you guys around and see what makes this place unique. You see a lot of walls here is pretty much basically just tell a story. This is another one of the walls here, another cool mural. You just got a little look of it. Right here is the Tower Theater. It's been around since 1926 and it's one of the oldest in Miami. Back in the day, this spot was huge for Cuban immigrants, showing Spanish films and even translating movies to help people adjust to a new life in America. It's more than a theater, it's really part of the culture out here in Little Havana. Cigar shop. That's one of the tour buses. They got them double-decker buses coming out here dropping people off. It's a big tourist area. We over here on foot, making our own little tour. Now, I remember being here years ago. Last time I came over here was like 2014. Came here with my mom, but yeah, we went all over around here. Now it's pretty much back over here revisiting and vlogging. Look at that McDonald's. Pretty colorful looking one. It's tropical looking. Little Havana Marketplace. There's plenty of cigar shops over here, but there's one cigar shop in particular I went to a long time ago, so I'm gonna go back there and see if the guy's still there. I'm gonna upload a picture when we get to there. I'll show you, me standing out there years ago. It's a place where they hand roll cigars in person, and they sell them also. So, McDonald's just lit though. Yeah, further down this street is where the Bay of Pigs monument's at. So I'm gonna go there and see what's going on over there. But as you're going through here, you'll see a lot of roosters and all that. It's like part of the Havana collection. You see them, all different designs. We got the mailman rooster. I don't know if that. Hold on now. Because the rooster's there, see? They want $5 to go in there. Here they're rolling cigars too. Cigars rolled in person. Havana classic. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on now. It's another place there. You gotta see exactly how long this whole strip is, but I'll add all that into the video once I finally wrap it up. I'll make my way to this monument and then also stop by a couple other places like the Domino Park, places like that. Stay tuned. There's one of the stars on the Walk of Fame over here. I see there's some all throughout here also. There's another one coming up. Pretty sure just to memorize, anyone that's notable when it comes to someone Cuban. Julio Iglesias. Casa de los Trucos. That's the house of costumes over there. And there a wall monument. Go. Wall mural. You know what I mean? The Bay of Pigs monument marks the land and site of Cuban exiles back in 1961. They came here hoping to overthrow Castro, but the invasion failed in just a few days. Many lost their lives and the others were captured. This monument stands as a reminder of their courage and the huge impact the event had on U.S.-Cuba relations. Seeing it in person really makes you feel the weight of history and the sacrifices people made for what they believed in. Cuban flag, American flag. Nice little chill park. Got some shade over here. That's pretty cool looking. Gotta look up close, all the small details. We got some roosters up here in the park. Chilling. You doing, rooster? Chilling. I heard him over there making some noises. Like, hold on. Oh, look, there's another one. It's crazy. I didn't even notice him when I first came in. He over here chilling now. Look at hen. Look at hen. He over here chilling. Some McDonald's close up. I had to blend in with the environment that was around here. Had to keep them tropical vibes. So here's some more of the wall. It's on both sides of the street. Different names. Stars of Calle Ocho. It's better to see them from walking this way though. But I'm walking back towards the Domino Park now, so that's my next stop. We'll see what's going on over there. It's the same as Domino Park down here. Let's take a little quick walk through here. Show you guys where everyone comes to play dominoes and all that. It's a local spot. See it going on. There's chess and dominoes over here. That's what makes this place unique. Domino Park isn't just about the games. It's a cornerstone of Little Havana culture. People come here to play, laugh, and connect. Cuban traditions live right here on Calle Ocho. Officially, it's called Maximo Gomez Park. The Tower Theater. There's a piece, part of Little Havana history. Homie Johnny Walker over here sitting there. Johnny Walker, going up. That big motherfucker over there. Smoke. One of the many roosters you see over here.
Casa Habano, making premium cigars here. Full leaf, blend.
That's what they made right in the source, right here.
Dominican Nicaragua leaf, making a torpedo.
Oh, that's like where it's two different colors on it?
Yeah, different countries too. Dominican and Nicaragua. The one he's got is that there in the handout is Nicaragua.
Oh, the more lighter one, yeah.
The yellowish one.
Mm-hmm. How many cigars do you think you guys make here a day?
We don't make that many here because we don't have a lot of volume, but you know, in a responsible cigar factory, they probably don't do more than, you know, 100, 150 within an 8-hour period, depending how difficult the cigar is.
Mm-hmm. And once they're rolled, you have to wait for them to dry a little bit to smoke them, like.
The experts recommend 7 to 10 days.
Oh, so
you don't want to smoke them immediately.
So you grab them up like right there, like 7-10 days, and.
No, those are done for longer aging.
Oh yeah.
Those are going to go to a private party.
Okay.
We do a lot of private parties.
And then they'll age it however long they want to, right?
We age it 20, 30 days. We're getting ready for the season that's coming up now in September.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have a lot of events, so we don't want to be doing them too often, too quick, too frequent.
Yeah, too
we want
many.
them to age a little bit longer, so people, when they go to a party and we put the wrappers on, they light up and they're ready to be smoked.
Yeah, nice and fragrant.
Yeah, they're ready to go. And that's a technique that they used to use before the pressers came around.
Oh, like that,
Because
yeah.
the pressers are from the 1930s. Prior to that, they used to use paper to keep it shaped.
Oh, that's like because putting the pressure on the same way.
It gives a shape as a presser, right? And
Yeah.
it also dries them up a little bit, like the molds do, the wood molds at least.
Mm-hmm.
The plastic molds that they're using today, it takes a little longer to dry. But it's okay, but it leaves a much neater looking cigar. But you also still want to have 7 to 10 days to before. Some people leave it 3. Some people come in and grab. There's an old man that comes in sometimes. A friend of mine, he comes in, grabs a couple of leaves, and he lights up right away. You know.
Oh, just rolls a little mini cigarillo type thing.
No, he likes a big cigar. He just rolls it himself.
I guess that makes some fun out of it.
Yeah, he likes to smoke once. He was here yesterday.
So he likes to smoke the more lighter cigars, like.
Who, this guy?
Yeah.
Well, light color wrapper, but
Inside
he likes them a little more medium.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he smokes.
He can make his custom. He knows how he wants it.
Yeah, he smokes the same blend that he's making the cigars there. So if you cook likes what he's eating, your customers are gonna like what the cook is cooking.
Yeah, he's constantly tasting the,
You know
the
what
product.
I mean? Yeah. If he likes what he's making, like our customers are gonna like what he's making for them because they're, you know, that just because you might have a bigger wallet doesn't mean you have a better palate.
Yeah.
You know, and if people enjoy a nice, well-made cigar that has good characteristics, like they're smooth when you light up, they don't spice, they are not bitter, you know, they burn nice and slow, and even burn, and it has a good ash and good open draw.
Yeah.
Those are characteristics of a good cigar, you know.
Makes it a perfect one.
Yeah. What changes there later is the tobacco might come from a different land and might have richer minerals. It might change the flavor, but you're paying probably
Premium.
more money. And then you can also age it longer. The tobacco that we use is 2 years. You can age it for 10 years, but you're gonna pay $120 for a cigar for 20. You know, that's been aged tobacco for 10 years.
Yeah.
Because you're holding money back for 10 years. So they got to get it back somehow, and they get it back. How they sell it.
So how long has this shop been open?
We've been
for?
here since 2017.
Oh, 20, so it's like rather a little bit new.
Yeah, new. Yeah, we've been doing events though since 2006, and we used to buy from locals here. But here, sometimes some factories we don't have a industry regulations, so. They're just like in any industry, there are the right ways of doing things and the wrong way of doing things. And if somebody's not watching, some people will do the wrong way.
Yeah.
And they think they can get away with it, but consumers are going to taste it immediately.
Yeah, like
So-
cheaping out the product you're talking about, right?
Right, instead of using full leaf, they use byproduct that we throw away.
Or a
They
whole
might
bunch of
use
stems, put some stems in the middle.
I don't know if stems, but they might use more chopped up stuff that you have no control of the blend.
Oh yeah.
You know, because if I tell you this is medium mild, the only way you're going to control is by the amount of leaves you're going to put in there based on the recipe that's going to make it medium mild. So if you put in leaves that you don't know how many are going in there randomly, then you don't have you're not going to have a consistent blend. And those are the key elements of a premium cigar, you know. That's why people come back for them again and again.
So how much does like a typical cigar run? Like
Anywhere, I would say a premium cigar would be today's prices, it could be anywhere between, I would say, $7 to about 40. And then anything beyond that, it's just real premium. There will be higher prices. 60,
Yes, all the aged cigars.
100, yeah. State reserve, you know, special
or cognac dip and all that.
No, I don't know if the cognac dip is going to increase it, because if you talk to a true cigar smoker,
They don't want that.
They don't want that.
You guys like a
For
flavor.
that they drink it.
Yeah.
What they want is the flavor in the tobacco. Now, when they use flavor stuff, sometimes they use cheap tobacco.
Yeah, that's
because the
kind of
flavor takes over.
mask. Yeah, mask the cheap tobacco. So.
Because that flavor will take over, and
Yeah.
that's your adding heaven. And the true smoker will smoke it made with tobacco itself. But what's going to make it higher is, like I said, you know, the blend, depending how good that floor is.
Yeah.
How long they age the tobacco, and then how they prepare it.
It seems like the tobacco from the Dominican Republic seems to be the most used. Like even like with the general blunts, like or cigars they sell at stores, they all say made in DR.
Yeah, they're very flavorful. They tend to be a little on the milder side. So there are some people that like more Nicaragua.
Yeah.
We've been working with the blends that they've been doing here since the 90s, which they blended Nicaragua Dominican.
Yeah.
And that's really what the American consumer likes. They don't like a real strong, like Europeans like a little stronger. These people like a little bit more on the smoother side.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean there aren't people that like full body. Yes, there are going to be people. But the majority, a good number of them, you know, it's going to, you know, the majority of the consumer.
And when people usually smoke cigars, do they smoke the whole thing at once, or is it like you can put it out and like go back?
On occasion, you can smoke the whole thing. Depend, you know, if you don't.
If you got that tolerance.
If
and all
you're
that.
there like for a couple, if you're
Hanging
there
out.
a happy hour, hanging out 2 hours, and you get a Robusta, you'll be able to smoke it within that 2 hour.
Yeah.
If you're golfing, for example, fishing, hunting, you get yourself a torpedo todo. You're gonna be there for 3-4 hours. You're gonna smoke it. Now, if you're in your home and you invited friends over for a barbecue, you might light it up early. You cook the meat. When you're ready to eat, you might stop smoking, have something at lunch, dinner, you know, and some drink something, You know, if you got to dip in the pool or just hang, and then you can go back and light it again.
Yeah.
The expert told me in Dominican, when I took a tour to one of the factories down there, not to light it the next day.
Wait till the next day?
According to him, it could change the flavor.
Yeah.
The saliva could decay. I don't know. I might have a bad mouth, but I've left it overnight and I've lit it the next day, and I haven't had it. But people have told me they change. Changes well.
I tried it before, like a cigar. Then I tried like light up again. It seemed like it was a little bit more harsher when you relight it, because it's like it's already got burnt.
Maybe.
And it went through.
That could be too. Yeah.
Plus, I always smoked them, so I'm not really there.
Yeah, but you can light them up again. You know, like within that day's time. Yeah.
Yep. Appreciate you letting me video and all. Thanks.
All right, man.
Fresh coconuts. This is more like a little local spot. Pretty cool. Fresh goods. Yeah. One thing I got last time, I know it's like a classic thing here, is like the coffee. We drink it like in little shots. I think it's called like cafecito or something. I ain't really in the mood for a coffee right now, but I just got this nice drink. It's made out of mango. It tastes nice and fresh. That stand I just walked by with the coconuts. They had it over there. $5. I can't find that cigar shop I went to a long time ago where I had that picture from, but if any of you guys know where that one's at, you can comment below. You know, I can circle back eventually next time I come through here. But pretty much seen most of it what they got over here. Let's get a little pastry we got here. Like one of these type windows where you get the small coffees from. Them type of spots are all over here, and it's pretty cheap for that coffee, and it's real strong. That's why they give you like little mini cups with it. Old classic buses around here. You know, everything I guess you guys got to get one here is, Cubano. It's a classic sandwich, popular thing. Feels like a pressed panini type sandwich, but it's classic. You gotta get it. Just finished out here. Got my little fresh mango drink, and I got one pastry here. Look at this. See this? This is only $1.75. I went like by 17th Ave in Calle Ocho or 8th Street, whatever. And this is like right off the tourist area, and this was $1.75. When you're in the tourist area, these are like $5. So don't sleep on that deal. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for, over here at Calle Ocho. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And make sure when you're in Miami to check this out. Don't just stay over at South Beach. Come over here and see some of the local areas too. This is one of them. There's many more. I'm glad to show you guys this one. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. In the meantime, bless up.